Hello, today is Saturday, May 2nd, 2026. Here is your daily signal. We begin today with major turmoil in the global energy markets as the Iran war drives fresh volatility. According to Bloomberg, the United States is holding firm on its blockade of Iranian oil, linking the move to nuclear negotiations, while crude prices have surged and global energy costs continue to rise. Tensions between Iran and neighboring countries escalated into open conflict in late April 2026, disrupting supply chains worldwide. Oil prices spiked above $100 per barrel after Iranian actions in the Strait of Hormuz threatened a critical choke point for maritime oil transport, and the U.S. responded by announcing new sanctions targeting Iranian energy exports. Key stakeholders include the U.S. Department of Energy, OPEC, and energy giants like ExxonMobil and BP, alongside policymakers such as U.S. President Joe Biden and Iran's Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. The International Energy Agency is closely monitoring these supply disruptions. On May 2, the Wall Street Journal reported that crude oil futures surged by 6% following new missile strikes near the Hormuz Strait. That same day, Reuters confirmed U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken met G7 energy ministers to discuss emergency oil stockpile releases, and Bloomberg noted European gas futures jumped 8% as supply concerns continued. The immediate impact is steeper fuel costs and further inflation for oil importing nations, while countries in the EU and Asia may seek to shift their energy trade flows to alternative suppliers. If the disruption stretches on, nations could accelerate investment in strategic reserves and fast-track adoption of renewable energy policies. Next, the defense industry is racing to address supply chain hurdles and explosive demand for drone interceptor technology. As reported by Business Insider, British forces are set to receive new high-speed missile interceptors designed to counter Iranian Shahd drones, signaling that innovation in unmanned military tech is now at the forefront. Supply chain disruptions have accelerated advances in both autonomous and remotely piloted systems, as evidenced by recent conflicts like the war in Ukraine, which has showcased the rapid proliferation of both commercial and military drones on the battlefield. Major defense contractors such as Lockheed Martin and Raytheon are deploying advanced systems. Anduril Industries recently rolled out its Lattice Eye platform for real-time drone interception, with Lockheed Martin just completing successful field tests of its mobile high-energy laser system against drone swarms over Fort Sill. Meanwhile, the U.S. Department of Defense has awarded a $120 million contract for next-generation missile interceptors. Amid skyrocketing demand, near-term supply chain delays may push militaries to rely more heavily on commercial technologies, while the widespread adoption of AI-powered interceptors presents safety and ethical concerns that may outpace regulatory oversight. Over the medium term, these counter-drone systems could shift the balance of aerial warfare and drive up the race for stealthier next-generation drones, while innovations in supply and logistics may strengthen the resilience of the broader defense sector. Now, turning to the world of quantum theory, new research is reigniting debate on Bohmian mechanics, a less orthodox but increasingly testable interpretation of quantum mechanics. According to New Scientist, physicists are reviving the ideas of David Bohm from the 1950s, examining whether the so-called pilot wave model could reveal new layers of quantum reality. Bohmian mechanics, also known as the de Broglie-Bohm theory, suggests that particles have definite positions at all times, guided by a quantum field described mathematically by the Schrödinger equation. This approach seeks to resolve long-standing paradoxes like wave function collapse and the quantum measurement problem. Key research institutions such as the Perimeter Institute for Theoretical Physics and MIT are exploring modern experimental tests, including weak measurements and quantum trajectory reconstructions. Private companies like IBM and Google Quantum AI are considering the implications for quantum computing, and research teams, including those led by Yakir Aharonov and Antoine Tillet, are active in the field. In the near term, further tests of Bohmian theory could sharpen experimental strategies in quantum optics and foundational measurement. If these efforts succeed or fail, the consequences may ripple across physics, rewriting quantum curricula, and potentially influencing the development of quantum algorithms and applications in engineering. The debate itself is likely to spark a broader discussion of quantum reality inside and outside the lab. Now, onto the markets. International markets posted mixed results. Germany's EWG edged up by 0.17% over the day, while France saw similar modest gains. In contrast, the UK and Italy experienced slight declines, with EWI down by 0.10%. The Netherlands led with a 0.28% daily rise. In Asia, Japan's EWJ slipped nearly 0.9%, whereas Taiwan's EWT moved higher by 0.10%. Commodities were volatile. Gold fell slightly, while silver surged over 2.4% and U.S. oil dropped by nearly 3%. Agriculture and carbon markets both climbed, with DBA and KRBN up by around 0.29%. Among favorites, Oracle outperformed with a gain of 6.47% and Intel advanced by 5.44%, but Nvidia ended lower by 0.56%. In sectors, the S&P 500 ETF gained 0.28%, healthcare and finance dipped, but semiconductors stood out with a 0.93% rise. Top individual gainers included Skycorp Solar PN, Q Biopharma CUE, and EOS Tech EOS, while major losers were Dynamics Inc., Sadot Group SDOT, and 22nd Century Group Roman 22. That's it for today. You can find more news and details on our website. Goodbye.